Hey, it's Katie Bay. I am here with my 2 pieces of 22 karat gold that I've alloyed and that I have work hardened and then annealed, work hardened and annealed to get the gold prepared to make it into sheet, this piece, or into wire. And I'll draw this out. So here's my rolling mill. Excuse me as I put my glasses on and I can see. I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see it a little better. There. So I have to adjust the height here of the rolling mill with the sheet to get this hunk in here to start to roll it out. And let's just start there. I'm going to put it, see, it's crazy how it's just a teensy bit off and you have to push it. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit tighter. Get you a little bit closer. How about that? I have yet to get my rolling mill bolted down. And a little bit tighter. I want to make sure I am not like turning it to, like even out the thinning. I'd have to anneal it first because I'm like flattening the molecules of the gold into kind of a long pattern. And if I go this way with it and put it in before annealing it, it's going to get the gold all warpy and everything. It'd be a much more noticeable once it gets thinner. But right now I'm working on the long, or at least in this sense, it's the long direction. So I got to stand up and get some gription on this. I'm going to do one more and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to anneal that one. So then I have this ingot that I have worked. Again, prior to this, I had made the ingot and then I forged it. Meaning that with my huge monster forging hammer, I just really hammered and worked the gold on a steel block to really get the molecules, like instead of all loosey-goosey, it got them in got them in more orderly fashion. So after that, I'd hammer it and work harden it and then anneal it. And it just gets the gold into a state that is much more orderly. I know that sounds nuts, and like, well, what? Why? It's what I was told to do. So, but I do know when I have done it otherwise, yeah, the gold, it's not right. It doesn't work the same. It doesn't flow the same. It's just much better if you prepare the gold into, like, basically the metal itself has to be prepped properly before you even work with it. So now I'm going to back up. You can see all of the grooves on this side of it are kind of all square in shape, and what I can do with this is gradually work it down to get it into a place where I can use my drawing plate. So right now I'm going to open this up a little more, because I tell you, when it's really super hard, or when it's really thick like this and you get it stuck, it is really a pain. And I'm not very tall, and so I don't have the leverage to, get it out of there. So let's see what happens if I do it like this. Oh, that was nothing. Okay, so again, I am tightening it up little by little as I go. You don't want to do too much, or else it gets stuck and you've worked it too fast. So now I'm going to turn it a little bit as well to make sure I get all sides done. I keep hitting my anvil over here. Excuse me. Oop, wrong way. And it's coming. Just do a little and a little. Okay, now it's in a much more even shape, so I can get rolling on this a little better. The first part of it was just getting it in an easy shape. Now, when it gets super hard to push this thing through, even just in the increments of reducing the width, that's when I know it's pretty work hardened. So you can see what's happening here. If I can get it right there, maybe it will focus. It's getting more and more square as I'm working it through this rolling mill, and it's making much more even shape, and it's getting longer because we're actually moving the metal. And it's not like stretching it or anything. It's really literally moving the metal. A few more times. A few more. Ugh. Oops, come on. I really got to get this thing bolted down. Okay. Little bit, and then, so when it's got this curve, I've got to do something. I forget which I have to do. I think I have to put it in like that, and that will get it out. Oops. Hello? Okay, good. Ah, okay, so here we're going, right? Okay. So I think it's time for me to anneal both of my pieces. You know, it'd be much better to anneal it now before it starts getting cracked and the metal so hard that it's not going to flow anymore, kind of move anymore, and it's hard to manipulate. So these are just the beginning stages of making the sheet and the wire that I use to make my jewelry.